And when journalists, activists, and many others were targeted to offer Kunal Kamra a glass of beer, why didn't you outrage when the Uddhav Sena and the NCP was in power?
Views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal, and do not reflect the views of any organization.
Namaskar. Hello and welcome, friends, to Straight Bat. Today on Straight Bat, I'm going to talk to you about Thokshahi Shiv Sena style. We're entering into a Mumbai hotel studio, breaking the furniture, making open threats, promising even more violence, has got normalized. Why? Because the hotel studio hosted stand-up comedian Kunal Kamra, whose comedy and songs appear to have angered the new Shiv Sena Supremo and former Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. Well, if it was Bal Thackeray who coined the term Thokshahi and almost perfected it, why can't Mr. Shinde follow the original Shiv Sena Hindu Hriday Samrat as a loyal follower? But more seriously, friends, what has happened in Mumbai is seriously problematic. You don't like a joke, you will go ahead and break the premises of a private property where even the BMC, which should be cleaning up the streets of Mumbai and focusing on far more urgent issues, is also getting into the act of demolition. State sponsored violence, my friends, must be called out for what it is. State sponsored thuggery that damages brand Mumbai, brand Maharashtra, and indeed brand India. Now, as always, I am told by my critics that there is another side to the story. Okay, so I've decided today on the Straight Bat to look at this other side and demolish all their arguments piece by piece, or should I say, joke by joke. First, we are being told that this is an emotional response of Shiv Sainiks. Well, from Nagpur last week, where Aurangzeb triggered off an emotional response, to now Mumbai this week, the truth is, my friends, we have become the republic of hurt emotions. On my primetime show, the young Shiv Sena leader Rahul Kanal, or Rahul double O, said he felt he was an educated Mumbaikar and as a proud Sainik was hurt. His emotions were hurt. And that's why he took full responsibility for the angry mob that had broken the studio. Oh, for God's sake, my friend Rahul, what education teaches you Thokshahi? Rahul Kanal, don't forget, was until not too long ago Aditya Thackeray's right hand and was under ED investigation then for an alleged khichdi scam during COVID. Now, Mr. Kanal, like many others, has switched sides. We don't hear of the khichdi scam anymore, which actually is the real story and the real education that Mr. Kanal has learnt. You see, washing machine, Maharashtra style, is becoming the norm. Now, I hope when I say this, I haven't hurt any Sainik's emotions there. Or who knows, someone will attack my house next. The second argument which is being given is that Kunal Kamra isn't a comedian, but makes bad political jokes riddled with abuse. Now, let me be honest. I'm no great fan of Kamra's brand of humor. But you don't have to be his fan to support him. If you don't like his jokes, simple solution, don't watch. If he says something defamatory or abusive, take recourse to the law. But whether Kamra's humor is good, bad, or ugly, he surely has the right to express it as long as it is within the four walls of the law. Argument number 3. I am told that Kunal Kamra did it to grab attention. His critics say his comic career is going nowhere, so he needed his 15 minutes of fame. Well, bad argument again. Actually, the truth is, no one would have given this video so much of attention but for the Shiv Sainiks barging into the studio to break it up and ransack it. So, guess who has got their 15 minutes of fame? Kamra, poor chap, lives in Puducherry. Hardly the kind of place you would move to grab attention, especially when the IPL is grabbing the eyeballs at prime time. Argument number 4. We are told that Kunal Kamra has a political agenda, that he is working for Aditya Thackeray. Aditya Thackeray ka aadmi hai. That too, my friends, is a tired argument. I have seen Kunal Kamra now do a send-up of a variety of netas and public figures. Some good, some not so good. He routinely gets into trouble. Several FIRs have been filed. So how come only now suddenly he's going to be called a Thackeray agent? Think of a better reason, guys, when you want to target a Kunal Kamra. The final and most persuasive argument I have been hearing and the targeting of people like me is, you are outraging selectively. Why didn't you outrage when the Uddhav Sena and the NCP was in power and when there were previous instances of free speech that were seen to not being tolerated by the government? Remember actor Kangana Ranaut and how the BMC demolished part of her house allegedly because of comments she made on the Sushant Singh Rajput case? Remember Ketali Chitle, another actor who was arrested for a Facebook post where she made certain critical remarks on Sharad Pawar? Remember also how in September 2020 Shiv Sena workers thrashed a former naval officer Madan Sharma for sharing a cartoon on Uddhav Thackeray? In reality, the only persons guilty of selective behavior and outrage are in a way our politicians. Because remember, when Uddhav Thackeray is in power, they will probably defend those who resort to such activities. When they are in the opposition, they will condemn them. Ditto Devendra Fadnavis, who remember stood up for Kangana Ranaut when the BMC was acting against her and demolishing part of her house, but will not say a word and in fact will defend the BMC now when they demolish a hotel studio. Where you stand depends on where you sit in Indian politics. Guys, we can even go back in time to when Balasaheb was the original supremo of the Shiv Sena and when journalists, activists, and many others were targeted by the Sena. But sorry, truth be told, whataboutery doesn't work here. Just because a home of a YouTuber in Chennai is ransacked doesn't mean that the Shiv Sena can get away with violence in Mumbai. Each story is distinct. Each story deserves a distinct response with only one thing in common: zero tolerance for those who take law in their hands. That has been my philosophy, and that is what I have reiterated time and again. Whataboutery, therefore, is a feeble excuse to target so-called liberals like me. It is the excuse thrown up or the argument thrown up by those, frankly, who don't have a leg to stand on the core principle of freedom of speech within the boundaries of our constitution. And yes, I want to end today by telling you a story. I once criticized Bal Thackeray after the Shiv Sainiks dug up the Wankhede Stadium cricket pitch in Mumbai in the 1990s, protesting against an India-Pakistan match that was scheduled there. Thackeray's Shiv Sainiks did not take kindly to my criticism of their big boss. So I had to slip out of the back of my Times of India office because Sainiks were reportedly waiting at the entrance to greet me with black flags and black ink. A month later, I got a call from Bal Thackeray wanting to see me. So I went to his home in Matoshri. He offered me a glass of warm beer and said, "Cheers, let's be friends again." And so we resumed our interaction, the interaction that you normally have between a politician and a journalist. Will Eknath Shinde too offer Kunal Kamra a glass of beer? And better still, will he compensate the hotelier for the damage that was done to that studio? I doubt it. And therein perhaps lies the difference in the times we live in. Violence, my friends, has been sadly normalized, as has plain thuggery. That was the straight bat. Do, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Jai Hind. Namaskar.